Welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion. This is Laleway Prime Season 7, Lotus 79 Round 2, and we're here in Zolder, Belgium. I'm Jules, and joining me is Dumbledore, because Gareth, the regular commentator, is in Africa getting, I don't know, probably eaten by a lion or something. How are you, Dom?
Eaten by hippopotami. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad, yeah. Yeah, hippopotamuses are extremely dangerous animals. You should stay away from them.
Hippopotamuses and drop bears, of course, in Australia.
Indeed, yes. Although I don't know if there's any hippos in Australia. Maybe in the zoo.
Maybe in the zoo, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Zolder in Belgium. Do you like Zolder?
Yeah, I've got to say I do.
You do?
The Formula 3 last season that raced here?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
seem to remember.
There was lots of spins from the leaders.
Yeah, and some poor souls had to miserably fuel save from the back to do a zero stop.
Oh, I don't know who that could possibly be. Anyway, practice results. Martel leading the way for the Club 1500 with Forrester and Pusey, the winner from round 1 in second and third. And, well, I mean, we don't really need to see this. This is no surprise that David Lyne would be topping the practice for the top split, followed by his teammate, and then Michael Messenger in third. Winner Nick Lee in fourth there. What do you make of that?
I've heard that David Lyne's been putting in quite a few laps of practice through the week, so yeah, no surprise to see him up there. Yeah, another strong field in general. Quite a large pace difference in the top split there. So we'll see how that pans out in the race.
Well, it would be close, maybe, if you've removed Dave. He is a filthy hop lapper.
7/10 in front of second place.
So, the grid then.
What a surprise.
Well, it's David Lyne on pole, but only by 0.43 of a second from Nick Lee. Churmalarin, the Smurf, and Miller are on the second row. Then you've got Oliver Ettridge and Stephen Maxwell, Michael Messenger and Gavin Kelly, Nico Martel and Chris Forrester. So Nico Martel taking pole for the Club 1500, with Merrin Hugevin and Gareth Winslade, Eric Pusey and Dom Parker, Janneman Pruis, Chris White, Rich Meesters,
50 rules.
Roberto Costa, Steve McKernick, and there was two more at the bottom there. I think one was Keith and the other one was Sean Clark, who decided he wanted to race about 10 minutes before the race, so good luck to him there. Looking at the grid there, look at the heat haze coming up from the track. We've got quite hot temperatures, waiting for the lights to go green. And we're away, and looks like no dramas at the start this time. Although, there was someone in the background spun. Nick Lee trying to go around the outside of Dave Lyne, and there's collision. And Nick Lee has gone round. Cameraman trying to find him. There he is.
Frantically trying to find him. He got it recovered quickly.
Yeah, hopefully he's got no damage. Where is he? He's down now in 7th position. A lot of work to do.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, really unfortunate.
And it's put Dave on the back foot a bit. He's under attack now from Ettridge as they come into the chicane. I should know the name of the chicanes. I have a track map, but I'm going to ignore it usually.
I think we should just make it up.
It was in fact the small or Kleiner chicane. And they're now in Villeneuve.
The last time where we just came up with some names like the Flip and Flop and Bock and stuff like that.
I don't. Yeah, probably. Or just Aqua Millerali. So Nick Lee is still in 7th, looking to try and get past Eric. And Rob Miller's gone round there, and that was narrowly avoided by Pusey and Nick Lee. Still waiting.
Not expect to see a car park there, do you?
Oh!
You saw it coming, and there's nothing they could do. I think that was Maxwell. Yeah.
It looked like
cartwheeling.
Rob was just trying to get out of the way because he was completely in a blind crest, and someone was going to hit him at some point. And yes, it happened.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than just sitting in the track there, not knowing whether to just wait and pray or try and get out of the way or what to do. It's
I
there's
think
no winners in that situation.
Yeah, I think it had 6 or 7 near misses at that point. And
yeah. Has Janneman been caught up in this, or is that a separate incident as well? Crabbing badly there.
Yeah, it looks like he's got some damage there. Meanwhile, Lyne is gapping Ettridge, and Malarin, the Smurf, is lining him up for an attack into the small chicane. This is a terrible chicane, I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't like front wings either, does it? So I think the hate that we feel towards the chicane is reciprocated from the chicane back to us.
Exactly. I mean, you have to attack it to go fast here, and if you attack it, then you end up inevitably wrecking or spinning. It's like David having some connections.
Pretty innocuous line through the chicane, and then you come out the other side, and then you just get your front wing is damaged.
Yes, exactly. A replay of the start here, and oh, that was Maxwell just looping it. Did everybody make it past?
At Long Beach as well, didn't he, off the line?
Yeah, yes, he did. Nobody hit him though, so that was good.
I think it got tight for Hugovic just behind Maxwell.
Indeed, and here is. Looks like they both gave each other space, but it's coming together here in the middle of the corner. What else happened? Further back, a little tag there on Windslade from one of the wizards, one of the many wizards. I've got no chance telling who that was.
No, it was one of the green ones, so is that either Pusey or Martel?
And there's our champion as well, dropping it on his own into T1. All of this we didn't see. I think he's made no secret he's not particularly fond of the Lotus yet, at least.
No, obviously I'm not sure how many miles he's putting into practicing through the week, is he?
Nick Lee under attack here as he's trying to make his way through the field. Meanwhile, up front, Line has not been able to gap Ettridge, and he's within 0.4 of a second.
Ettridge, stronger showing this time. He was way down the order, wasn't he? At Long Beach last time, it was Messenger that was keeping pace at the front there.
Yeah, they seem to have swapped roles. Yeah, he dropped it a couple of times. I think everybody did, didn't they, aside from Messenger. But yeah, they seem to have swapped roles here, so Ettridge now in second place with Chua Malaran chasing him down. And how are we looking for the club 1500? Oh, who's this? Rich Meester's having a bit of an incident there. And a very bent rear wing on the Windslade's car there. The only ETM this round, no Yoshiki this week. I was just going to look at the standings for Club 1500. We've got Forrester leading from Martel and Pusey, which is, I think, how they started the race, wasn't it? Or was it? No, Martel took pole, didn't he? With Forrester and then Pusey.
Good for them and their battle that Nick Lee coming back through the field hasn't really disrupted them, but we've got Parker sitting behind them at the moment, but he's already way down in 7th. I think he's 11 seconds off the pace at the moment, probably just happy to sit there for now.
Was he caught up in an accident at the start, did you see?
I know Parker ended up on the gravel trying to avoid the secondary incident, I think that was.
Oh dear. Oh look, they're having a little smooch behind the barrier.
But I didn't know. Oh God, you just. Oh, the barrel rolls. You're into your flight simming.
Yep.
That was. And this is how it actually happened to Rob.
Yeah, it's nice to actually be taking control of the roll, not just being a passenger.
Oh, it just sits there for the longest
it's like,
time. Oh,
am I safe? Am I? No!
No, I'm not. But yeah, I think I remember glancing as you went through the grid there. I think Parker actually qualified last in class for the split as well, anyway, so it was probably out of it before it even began. As we see Koenig spinning there in the final chicane.
Well, you see, he refuses to practice, so that's what he gets. However, at the front here, we still got a battle on. Oh, and Ettridge losing it. It's going off track.
Slow down that'll be for good measure as well. So he kept the position, but he'll probably end up having to yield it.
Lauren will be rubbing his hands together.
Going to submit a request to be downgraded for this season. I'm not sure if that's been filed by admin yet, though.
I think it's been filed in the special filing cabinet that we have.
Is it the one that's titled B1M?
That could be the one, yes. And another mistake.
Again.
That's going to let Kelly and Messenger get onto his tail here.
Well, at least we know we've served his slowdown now. Or would that have been a second one in the final chicane as well?
Quite possibly. And Messenger still has not got a number on his car. Turkey.
Would you expect anything less? Or more, depending on which way you want to see it?
I thought he fixed it. Obviously not.
He thought he fixed it.
Now, let's have a look at Parker's lap times, because Club 1500 are doing 19.6s as their fastest. Top split 18.6s. So that's a second between the two splits. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. I think the change to the Lotus has sort of condensed the grid a bit in general, hasn't it? Everyone trying to get used to the new machinery.
Yeah, I mean, if we make it 3 seasons, then we'll probably be dominated by Marin again.
Probably, yeah. Although, predictably enough, it shows that the ones that are putting the more time into practicing are getting the better results, which that makes sense.
Yeah, although we can't really tell anything from the last race, can we? Seeing as everybody crashed.
Yes, that's true.
I think aside from Messenger.
Who still didn't win.
That was still not good enough for the win, no. How's Nick Lee doing? 7 seconds off the lead. Looking at trying to catch up to Messenger. He's 3 seconds up the road. Everybody's doing 19.3s, 19.5s, and then Lee's on an 18.7, so he should pull them back in.
That's crazy pace.
It is.
I wonder if we had Nick in the championship last season, how that would have, affected sort of the Hugavin Malaran competition that we had, because that, it basically turned into a 2-horse race for a lot of the season, didn't it?
It may well have shook things up. Yeah, you're right. Personal best for Hugavin, 19.7, so he's on Club 1500 pace at the moment.
Tell running off the road there, just looked like he made a mistake. Parker having sat there. Whoa!
I thought there was maybe a chance, but no, into that horrible chicane.
The door firmly shut in his face there.
All momentum
this is
lost.
Miller. Yeah, Miller behind here coming to unlap himself, I think, after that first lap barrel rolling incident.
Not a great start to his season. No.
No, and he'll be disappointed by that for sure. Because again, it's a car that is looking to be fast in.
Yeah, no problem with the pace, it's just the consistency. We have slightly extended the races and we've got a lot more grunt.
I just wish they'd give us a more realistic damage model on these things.
Yeah. They did do some work on it, yeah, but not the damage.
They updated the visuals, didn't they, and ruined everyone's paints, but then still left it on the old damage model. Or at this point, the old damage model, I guess. That's a lovely chicane. Oh, there's a car.
Yep, patiently waiting. There we go. Nice train of cars. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Gap's almost pretty much the same gap between all of them.
So, Line, just managing the pace, you reckon, or is this him pushing flat out? Because obviously Lee he did a full pirouette, didn't he, at the first corner? Like it was a full spin there.
Yeah. No, I've said this before. Line is a hot lapper, but you put him in a race situation and he's not invulnerable anymore.
Mm.
If you hot lap, then yeah, he'll be at the top of the screen. He'll be a practice. He'll be at the top. But comes to the race, he takes his foot off the pedal a little bit just to make sure he can survive to the end. And of course, he didn't have a great result in Long Beach because he rejoined and had a collision with Kelly, and then just retired. Speaking of which, here is Kelly being tracked by Messenger. Several of the drivers now into the 18s, matching Lee's pace.
Lee at that point is almost into 17s now. That was an 18.1, was it, on the screen there?
I think it was an 18.5, but we'll check next time it comes up. Kelly here must be happy with this, seeing as his race was over by lap 1 last race.
Yeah, he found out the hard way that concrete hurts.
Yeah, and that you have to brake for the corner, but not lock up the tyres. Locking up brakes is a bad thing.
Oh, speaking of,
that's is that Sean Clark, I think, the new guy?
It was, and it looks like he's gone around in the background there.
It does, yeah.
Well spotted.
And yeah, that held up Line a bit. So Malarin's got a good chance here. You can follow him closely. Maybe you can get a shot into the chicane there, the Yaki X chicane.
Depending on Dave's countryside internet connection.
Oh my god, yes.
Now you see him, now you don't.
He's probably on his phone again. And it looks like Nick Lee has got past Kelly, so that's interesting.
Yeah, and
Kelly
so has Messenger.
and Messenger as well.
So I wonder, a mistake maybe for Kelly, maybe an off-road moment.
Quite
He
possibly.
might have been caught by Clark's second spin there, just coming out of the...
Oh no, here it is.
See it.
He just got his boots on the dirt. Unfortunate, but not quite as bad as last race.
Brother, that wasn't
Yielded on the way into the chicane there, didn't want to go too wide. Probably makes sense, he'd already lost enough time, so hopefully can follow Nick Lee through now. See, makes his charge back up towards the front. Now only 4.1 seconds behind the lead, so again, to think he was backwards at turn 1 to now only be 4 seconds off the lead is pretty impressive.
Nice. Was that drive that Vettel did at all? Oh! Yeah, that was a bit of an early braking.
That, I think, was Janneman a lap down, trying to yield to him, but Nico just did not expect it whatsoever and ended up picking target fixation there, so probably would have been better if the back marker had just yielded on the straight rather than trying to go too wide around the corner, but
yeah,
he'll live to fight another day.
Jimmy says is be predictable.
Yes.
I was going to say something else, but I forgot now, so maybe it'll come back to me. Before we had that replay. Yeah, at 43 probably is. Risky Time Racing.
Yeah, the collaboration with Sleepy Time Racing and Risky Racing, of course, but no OG Sleepy Time Racing representatives on the grid for the Lotus Series. I know Rick bobbed into, I think, just one F3 race last season and Lee did a couple, but so far neither of them have opted to jump into Lotus here.
No, they decided it's heresy racing or something. They need a roof. That's what they need.
Need a roof. Need a roof and a brick.
Okay, maybe this wasn't what I was going to say, as we see Nick getting awfully close to Messenger, but there possibly will need to be some fuel saving in this race as well. Not quite so much as last race. Now, here we go. Look at the inside. Well, surely this is a good chance for him.
Yeah, it looks like Messenger was happy to leave the door open for the hairpin, but then is fighting it into the... Yeah, I would say I'd have expected him to yield there, given that he didn't really defend into the hairpin. Looked like he was going to be happy enough. You know, Nick's chased them down from that big gap, so happy enough to let the move happen.
Absolutely.
Chasing through to the front now. Smart racing at this point, on 12 laps in.
Yep, everybody being smart, or at least most people.
I like how Nick's still representing the rainbow on the rear wing there as well.
It's very good. And obviously IKEA.
Yes, that well-known 1970s furniture brand.
Well, I was saying this to Gareth last week, so there was no such thing as the A-Team or Airwolf in the 70s either, but...
Yep, fair enough.
It's close enough. And again, we've got line under attack from Malaren. I know Dave doesn't really like fuel saving and he doesn't have any tools for working it out, so he's probably actually nervous about fuel.
Yeah, potentially just going like the clappers, push, 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 right? So sticking his nose in, making him think about it.
Gave him space.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it, when the car shows a nose, you're not sure if they're going to go too deep, understeer, lock a brake. You know, it's always probably better to give them that bit of extra space, but then obviously you both get slowed down if the person then decides they're not actually going to make the move. So, good distraction technique, but hurting their overall pace, as we see Nick Lee is now just 2 seconds behind him.
Indeed, but he does have an extra pass, and Messenger is right on his tail as well, so it's not over between these three. But yeah, oh, well, it is now for Ettridge as he's gone round.
Lucky not to get collected by anyone just there.
Indeed, I think that was Kelly brushing past him.
Yeah, looked like potentially a few close calls. We'll maybe see it on a replay in just a second, but yeah, live to fight another day.
This chicane I much prefer. You can get a good bit of... every time. Look at this is Martel.
lighting it up as he rejoins. Oh, that looked like Rich just closing in on him there. Didn't really know where to go. Martel was right in the middle of the road there. Some radio, but didn't come through.
It's kicking off now. And Martel has just dropped to 4th, and that's why another incident. White's now taking 3rd place.
He'll be getting frustrated with that, I'm sure. That's what, 3 times now? 2 in quick succession there as well.
Yeah, it's not going his way at the moment. Meanwhile, Line has found a bit of pace, but half a second between him and Malarin.
Malarin absolutely glued to him here, not giving him a single second to catch his breath.
For someone who's complained about the car, Malarin has a lot of pace in it.
Well, I was thinking at the start of this, like, Malarin through the off-season was complaining, oh, I'm going to be nowhere, right? And then here he is.
Well,
chomping the curve all the way through there.
Yeah, here's Ettridge going round, just dropping it, and
oh,
there, oh, look at that! That was a collision. I saw a puff of smoke from the rears.
Look, it's have 4 wheels on both wagons there.
Yeah, Martel clipped the grass. So that was self-induced, and what happened here? Unstable over the curb, too much power too early.
Corner.
Yeah, kicking
I thought
himself.
When we picked him up the second time that was coming out of the triple chicane, so at least he'd survived, you know, a chicane and a kink. But no, that was the very next corner. Around again.
Lee is only 2 seconds off the lead now.
Top 4 in one camera shot. Nice to see.
Yeah, it's good that these guys have managed to get enough of a handle on the car that they can race it fairly closely. Actually, Nick Lee made some great overtakes last round to get the win, overtaking third and second and first to get the win after his bad start.
Looks like the dirty air's not affecting them so much here at Zolder as what it was at Long Beach. I know sort of through the, especially after the fountain for the next couple of corners there, the understeer when you're following someone close by, it just went on like a barge boat. But oh,
that's the leader. That's Chris Forrester from the lead of Club 1500. So that hands the lead to Eric Busey.
It's like a slightly bent wing there as well, so a bit of damage.
That's unfortunate for Forrester. He was well in control there.
Oh, that's an awkward time as well because the fuel will, like you said earlier, you know, maybe a little bit of fuel saving to do it on a one-stop is not quite halfway through the race. So that's a really annoying time to have done that.
If you stop early, you're going to be really punished, yeah. So you want to definitely get to halfway.
I mean, we said about the wing damage on the curbs earlier on, but it hasn't, in the practice session, it's been meatballing them at least. So might lose a bit of lap time, but it'll be more worthwhile to push on.
Oh! Malarin.
Back marker bombed.
I was actually just going to say that he was on for a great result at Long Beach until he met a wizard, a fellow wizard, and it's happened again.
Friendly fire from the wizards.
One wonders if Merrin has been speaking in ears.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. A lot of the wizards stay on voice chat to go through the race.
Do you think they were on voice chat then? Must be some apologies.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think there will be some stern words if they are all on chat together in that one.
So that's it. There's nothing now between Lee and the lead of the race. 1.8 seconds. Hopefully Chur's not badly damaged. He doesn't have too many laps to go until he can get repairs if he is.
Yeah, I don't know if there was there actually contact in the end, or did he just sort of get fumbled off the circuit in avoidance?
Yeah, there was contact, yeah. It looked like front and rear to front and rear, but it could have damaged them. Keith using the passing place there to park off the track, although
got very busy very quickly, and is that Martel now all over the back of Chris White? He got really blocked through that chicane there.
He did, yep. Although we don't know how bad Martel, I don't know if did he hit anything? I don't think so. Although he has been over the curbs.
A couple of spins, didn't he? Yeah.
So he may be nursing floor damage.
Good for his race, at least, that he's still sniffing at the podium even after those couple of mistakes it was seen.
Yeah, I imagine he hopes he's got all his mistakes for the race out of the way.
Yeah, indeed. So you have a mistake a lap munch at the start of the race and you can spend them as you see fit.
That would be, yes. Oh, he's all over the white here. Can't tell if White's car is damaged with all those bloody handprints open. Shut the door.
He's fond of that old door close, is Nico, isn't he?
Yep. Now up front, Lee has taken another 6/10 out of line. Gap now a second.
Yeah, pretty much back into tow. 2 and 2.
Here we go.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, it was front to
contact, like you said.
Front to rear.
Just was that Rich in front there? Just
yeah.
Sort of wandering a little bit there, sadly. It's a tricky section, is that, because some people do drift really wide and some people sort of hook more to the centre of the road, and I think Joe, again, he just got completely caught out by it.
Right, Forrester in to repair that very second-hand looking car.
Was that just becoming... Oh, that's probably why.
Okay, Maxwell just caught out by the braking there, or maybe not concentrating, and that's a loop for Kelly.
I've not seen many of those in this ground effect car this season so far. Obviously, Long Beach was a fairly slow circuit in general, but even in this race, we've not seen many just sort of lazy spins like that.
No, I mean, it might be the tyres. They're getting right close to their pit stop. In fact, next lap should be, or the end of this lap.
Superheated. We said already on the grid about the heat haze coming up, so definitely a hot track, hot day. We're expecting any tyre change in this pit stop?
I don't think practice suggested that there would be any tyre stops. Like Kelly's a lap earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, just coming on to lap 19, so that means we've still got 20 laps to go, right? So
it may struggle.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, like you say, a lap earlier than everyone else, so we'll see how this pans out.
Keep an eye on the lap times. Now Nick Lee just needs to be patient, I guess. The strategy could come into this. He might be able to get a quicker pit stop. Dave has admitted many times he's not brilliant pitting. He either runs into somebody or loops it inside and gets stuck, or he's just overcautious. So we'll see how this pans out.
We're almost getting to a point where we can make a Dave Line pit stop disasters reel, aren't we?
We are both very close. Yeah, I'd imagine. So yeah, look how much Nick even closed up at the stop line there.
No, he was hiding behind Dave Line, wasn't he? He was hiding from the radar gun.
Yes, he was. And the top 4 are in. Ettridge is a bit back, so we'll see if he follows them in as well. Didn't catch that from Parker.
Here we go then. We saw the gap on the way in.
No tyre changes.
Going up on the jacks. Yep.
No. Okay, even Stevens.
Yeah, if anything, Dave looks like he gained a little bit there.
Yeah, on acceleration he got going a bit better. He'll be breathing a sigh of relief then.
Made it in and out in one piece.
Yeah, looked quite close to the line there for the pit exit, but we'll see whether anything comes up.
I noticed in the Long Beach race, in the Long Beach race, it seemed like a few cars were cutting the corner on the way out, but didn't get any penalties for it. So I was wondering if iRacing will accept just having 2 wheels across the line rather than needing all 4.
Yeah, I've been caught by it before at certain points, but yeah, I've never actually scientifically looked at it of how much you can get away with.
I'm sure the esporters all know.
I'm sure they do. They probably got it written down on their whiteboards. So Malarin is showing us off the track at the moment. He's got back on. He has dropped a bit of time. There he is. Nope, that's Merrin. quite a large gap now to the leaders from Malarin. Meanwhile, Eric Pusey is 25 seconds ahead of his nearest rival, Nico Martel, who has had a number of spins. So Pusey looking quite good for a 2 for 2 at this point.
Yeah, Forrester a long way down now, as we saw him spin out of the lead under pressure from Pusey, and since that point looks like potentially made more mistakes or dropped further down.
Yeah, his car was decidedly battered, wasn't it?
Replay, didn't we? Looks like Maxwell is now out as well after that, so potentially that little error in the braking zone pulled it over, towed back, retired maybe for the day.
Quite possibly, yeah.
I'd have a really hard time at this point if I was Malarin, having been battling so close to the front for the entire race, and then getting back markered and then being that far down.
Yeah, yep, but he's still in third. He's still got a good result out of this if he can keep it there. And these two have got plenty of traffic to deal with anyway. Oh, here we go.
Oh, Messenger speeding in the pits.
So someone didn't get it slowed down in time, and Nick Lee is all over the back of line after getting past that back marker. He's choosing to wait, plenty of time left. Bit of a complaint there from Ettridge. So where'd you pass on this track? Where would you do it?
In the pits. No, I think the run out of the final hairpin through the little quick S, and if you can get a nose up the inside for the final chicane, that's a good shout. Or if you can carry more speed through this turn here, and again get side by side with the chicane. Like this chicane especially is definitely a one line section of racetrack. So
yeah,
you can sort of, if you get the inside, you can sort of bully your opponent, and they can't turn in, so you get the position in.
You definitely have to be all the way alongside, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. But same thing if you sort of park it on turning, then your guy on the outside's got no choice.
Indeed. It says there's 4 chicanes, but I mean only 3 count, surely.
Yeah, I think one's just they forgot to lay the racetrack in a straight line.
Here is this bit here is apparently a chicane. It doesn't count.
It has caused a fair few schmozzles over the years. I've seen Miller with a very similar spin to Kelly. Oh, he's going to make the fence though. Yeah,
and Ettridge, I think, had a similar, although went the other way. And Malarin mounts the curbs, and that's what happened to him.
You don't want to be out there, son.
No, you'll have a schmozzle. So is Forrester back up to pace? Yep, he's back up to the same pace as PC front. Kelly's doing 20s. So is Parker. The rest of the guys are doing 18s.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I don't think Parker's much of a yardstick for this. Oh, jeez, I thought it was about to reverse straight into Winslade then. Yeah, I don't think Parker's much of a yardstick for this series, to be honest.
He'll get there. Practice, like in the race, will eventually count towards the next race.
2 drop rounds for the series, yeah?
There are, yes.
9 races, 2 drops.
Yeah, it wasn't generous.
Wonderful move around the outside. Was that full position as well from Chris? Nice.
It's dispatched Meisters, and now see if he can chase down Martel, though that's going to be quite a tall order, considering he's currently lapping slower.
Yeah, but with some mistakes through the field, through the race, so, you know, it's never over. Maybe can't rely on that quite as much in this round as at Long Beach last time, but... You know,
well, it's night and day difference, isn't it? Oh, we got another one.
There you see. I think that was Mises, wasn't it? The purple wizard going round.
Yeah. No, there's only 1 car out of the race at the moment, whereas at this point last time there was half the grid.
Yeah, that's true. At least the spins in this one aren't quite as detrimental.
Yeah, who'd have thought having walls around your circuit means that not many people finish.
Some people say, right, you know, like in F1, and like, oh, if there was concrete walls, then people would respect track limits more. But actually, all it meant for us is that more people crashed into the walls.
Indeed. Oh, he saw him at least. It's like, oops, he's there. I better stop. Okay. This is a case of catching is one thing, passing is another, isn't it?
It is indeed.
But patience, because you still got, was it 14 laps on the board to go?
And of course, there's the extra dimension. You know, you said where to pass Isaac in the pits. We've already spoken about the potential fuel implications, and I definitely can speak English.
There are indeed fuel implications. There's also back markers coming back onto the track at various points. And we've already had a couple of positions almost change hands because of back markers, so... Wow, everybody's going off. What's special about lap 25? Why now?
Everyone wants to go to the beach.
They do. There is a lot of
Go play
gravel
inside.
around here. And Kelly's back in the 18s, so maybe he thinks fuel isn't so bad. Malaren, where's he off to? Maybe he was just on the chicane. Well, here's a chance for Nicolai as Line is negotiating the traffic.
There's this corner called Cruis. It's Koenig.
Is he going to let them both through?
Oh,
Oh,
it
no.
doesn't let them both through.
It's a reprieve for Line. Snatches about 3-4 tenths with breathing room.
Nick just absolutely kept it pinned around the outside there, though. Barely lost any time. Oh, is that Smeesters pointing there? Turning left into a right-hander. Gets it saved, though. There's Yanneman in the pits. Presumably, again, that would be too far in the race to have made just a first stop.
Indeed. Definitely looks like this is going to be, these two are the story of the season, I reckon.
Yeah.
Malaren, if he can stop hitting wizards, he can be up there, but yeah, these two have got the pace.
Well, Cho just needs to start paying the wizards more to take Merrin out rather than vice versa, right?
Yeah. There must be something going on there. Maybe they don't like Smurfs.
Maybe.
And there is Mr. Malaren. Very
He's just stopped on
lonely.
track. Just coming up to the chicane, in fact, where Meesters has stopped. And again,
Oh,
There he
there he
is.
is in the wall. And
and there
pitted.
he was. Activates teleportation device.
They could make that better. You
Yes.
could get picked up by a thing and disappear.
Then they might be inclined to give us safety cars. And
Indeed.
then public races might be destroyed by the entire grid crashing all the time.
Or they could stop crashing all the time.
Ah, no. You've not done this before, have you? Let's listen to Kelly's engine note, see what this fuel situation's saying. No clutching or lifting there. Straight in, straight down the gears.
Maybe his fuel is
Straight out the
fine, or
side.
maybe he just doesn't realise the danger he's in. Lee is really close to line now.
The line's off track.
Yeah, here we are. He's looking at him into the outside, into the chicane. Can he do it? No.
That's what we were saying about before. Unable to turn in if you're on the outside there. It's such a narrow section of track.
Indeed. He's gone from
Sure, they
side
could
by
make the
side to a
chicane better.
second. Yeah.
Yeah.
They could just remove it and make the straight longer.
Is this one of those circuits where they made it back in the 50s when everyone wanted to go as fast as possible and then they were like, oh, too many cars are going flying, let's slow everyone down?
If you got rid of it, it would be that right-hander, which you can follow through, and then a sweeping left into the Villeneuve chicane. So, you know, maybe you'd have a better chance if they did that. It's not enough
I was
straight.
thinking, especially looking at the track map there, if you take out all of the chicanes and it's just like a wonky right-handed oval with a couple of lefts in it, it'd be a
Really?
fast circuit.
We know how fast, you know how good the overtaking is on oval. Especially the ones that are fast and flowing. Ah, Mr. Parker.
Oh, bye. Sell.
There you go, 10 seconds in front, 10 seconds behind. At least no one's going to hit him.
This is true, yeah. Although it was... no, in fact, it wasn't a back marker last race, was it? It was for position, just into class.
True, yeah.
Or in track class.
He had a kerfuffle while Kelly came out of the pits after his repair, and then he got his race ended by Pruis, and then there was maybe one self-spin in the middle of all that. I can't remember.
Thank you.
The grateful messenger.
The best kind of messenger.
Martel's showing red again. What's happened? He's stopped on track. It looks like he's going slowly.
Martel last season as well kept having the VR headset disconnects, wasn't it? From
It
really
was.
good positions in races.
Yeah, it's very frustrating when the hardware sees to you. And we've got another battle here. Malarin and Ettridge. It was quite a big gap, so Ettridge has hunted him down somewhat.
Yeah, we've seen Trio bouncing over quite a lot of curbs as well, so potentially done some damage to the car.
Potentially, yeah.
And of course, it's an aero ground effect car, so obviously if you damage the floor, then you're going to lose a lot of that suck.
What was that from Ettridge? Just trying to... I'm here.
Temporary, we'll call that.
I think they should rename Risky Time to Turkey Time.
Yes. That got surprisingly close as the camera panned around there. It looks like there is a bit of damage on Malarin's the left-hand side of his car. It might just be my eyes.
With the tyres like they are, how did he get that all scuffed up? Couldn't fit anything in
things.
there. Yeah. Yeah, Turkey Time racing. I think that could be good.
Time. Make me hungry.
Sleepy Turkey.
Much better.
Just looking, so there's these two battles for top split for first and third, and then looks like Club 1500 is quite spread out.
Yeah, Club 1500 sort of from recent releases.
Where's Mirren going?
Oh,
Into the wall. What's up with Chris this time? Oh, he's also into the wall, and he will have used his fast repair. Oh, and this is a replay of Nick's attempt. So that was traffic, that bulked line there. As you say, all line had to do was just stay calm, stay on the inside, and there's no space. And this was Martel, who we saw going slowly a while ago. And that is why... Oh, that's a broken car.
Oh.
And a collision between Merrin and Gareth.
It's really weird. It just looked like they followed each other into the braking zone and then somehow started cuddling.
Yeah, I mean, guys, you can fit 3 cars easily on the track side by side. There's no need to do that.
Has he lost his gearbox there, or is he just struggling to actually find a gear? It sounded like it was free revving then in Merrin's car.
Something's wrong with that car, that's for sure.
Well, it's just been had its butt sniffed, so...
It's just been windsladed. And there is Windslade who gets scared off the track. I'm surprised you'd have your name on your car that large, making you that easily identifiable if you're going to be taking cars out.
Maybe it's so that the sponsors get, they can see who the winner is when he wins the race,
Yeah. I think...
Optimistic intention. Oh, Malarin again. That's his own teammate being in the traffic that time.
And that's given Ettridge the opportunity. Yeah, I think it is. I think that was...
The dishes are done.
The dishes are done, indeed. Yeah, no, you're right. That is Martel. They're still battling, still side by side.
Yeah, Joe bounced over the curve there, lost all his momentum, maybe a bit of wing damage for good measure, and Ettridge gets it done nicely. Oh,
bit of a snake there for good measure at the end. No, I feel I can be mean to Gareth because he would probably get very angry with me when he got back from Africa, but as he's going to get eaten by Emu or something, he'll be fine.
Yeah. His soul will come back to haunt you, but his physical form cannot be annoyed.
Exactly. There's probably one more beat from the dishwasher. Wow, Ettridge is still all over the place. What has he done to those tyres?
we saw him have a repeated set of sideways moments. Oh, yeah! It's the first time I've seen that on the side. On the side of the Marshall hut there. Sorry, we saw Ettridge have a series of sideways moments earlier in the race, so potentially whatever happened earlier on, he's done the same thing. Just cooking those tyres as he's pushing. And honestly, I think at this point I would have expected him to pull away from Malarin with the mistake we saw from Cho, but I think there's a couple of sideways moments. It's just let him keep... Oh!
That's track limits right there. He didn't lift, he just kept it booted.
Yeah.
He's one very lucky puppy. Oh! And that was, I think, schooling.
Yes.
And that was close. Looks like Forrest has called it a day after that collision.
Cho must be close to a drive-through by now. Like, how many times have we seen him bounce over a curb and...
I think Cho's always
and
close
stuff.
to a drive-through. Look at these two just trading amazingly fast laps at the front here. 5 laps for Dave to hold on. Hoogervin showing off track. There he is.
I almost wonder if Nick Lee's just biding his time and, you know, he's already got it sussed out but he doesn't want to lead for the remaining 5 laps, or if he can't find a way past him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's getting lots of data, seeing where he's fastest and slower. Still got 5 laps, including this one, so plenty of time. Looking ahead, there's not too much traffic for Dave to catch. Oh, Parker was slow there. What's happened?
Roberto as well, is it, in the chicane?
Yep.
2 slow wizards. Third one coming through as well. How many wizards can you get in your shot? Yes.
They're like rats. Or rabbits, more like. They're like rabbits. They just multiply.
Stick with rats. Bloody everywhere.
Yeah, we have imposed a hard limit on the number of teams the wizards are allowed to field. Although it might be too generous.
Very much underrepresented in GT3 so far this season, though.
No, the rats have left the sinking ship. No, not quite. It's not really sinking, despite our best efforts.
Stinking ship. Yeah.
It's a slow Pruis.
I wonder if this is a car thing, because I don't, you know, I thought Pruis last season had a, you know, fairly clean season. He was in the hunt, was he not, for the GT3 title?
He's certainly rapid on his day. Yeah. I think they all are.
Here we go then. Ah, yes.
Obviously Parker's race was too dull. He decided to liven it up a bit with a spin.
He has found that one of the only things he can consistently do is burnouts, like donuts at the end of a race. So
he's getting an early practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ettridge hasn't dropped Chur, and yeah, Lee is on an attack again. Not going to do it here. Barely brake for this corner.
Oh, Dave almost showing us a Walker wiggle there down the straight. So nice. It's a while since we've seen one of those. No one's got close to Ollie Walker since.
Well, I hear he was, yeah. I guess he was managing his pace at Spa, was he? He didn't drop the track. He didn't drop the field, sorry.
No, I think he just tried to save an extra lap just to keep him occupied while he was just slowly pulled away from everyone.
I need his teammate back.
Yeah, he did a Rosberg, didn't he? Like, did a few wins and then said, "Oh, I can't keep up with the pressure trying to beat this guy, so I'll retire instead."
You're supposed to do that after you win the championship.
Ah, yes.
That's the mistake. And you can't win the championship if you don't show up for the title decider.
You can't lose it either.
Well, kinda by default. I think Nick Lee just wishes the straights here were slightly longer, don't you?
Yeah, just so he could use that toe and really get up alongside him. He had a really good chance. I was thinking as we went through the replay there when the back marker sort of blocked Dave that little bit. I was surprised that Lee went to driver's right at that point because there was still quite a big air gap on driver's left. and he opted to try for the outside line, but
Yeah, it's a split-second decision, isn't it?
yeah,
he possibly made the wrong one.
If he'd gone that way, then it's possible that David had chased him off the road and just fully shut the door. But at that point, at least, there was definitely a gap, and I'd have gone for that one.
Maybe that he will rue that, but it's not over yet. Of course, they're at Brands Hatch next race. It's soon to be more of the same problems, because there's not really a straight there. And nope, it's still there. And the back marker just drives straight off the track, so it's all even here. Getting a nice toe, but yeah, you just arrive at the braking zones too early.
Yeah, it's almost turned into one of those where you're just trying to stay as close as possible and force the mistake, I guess. I'd probably at this point start dancing around in the mirrors and just be annoying, but...
That would, yeah, be a strategy. See, Pusey's just set the fastest lap for the clubbers, so despite his 41-second lead, he's still pushing.
I think he's in danger of being moved up, to be honest. 40-second lead. Ridiculous.
Well, what we need to do is, though, see a race where the top 3 or 4 don't have incidents, because he's managed to survive again.
I guess that's part of this car as well, though, isn't it? Like, it's not so much driver skill as much as driver familiarity with the car, I guess.
Yeah, you need to get comfortable with it, because it's a car that you do need to dance to get to go fast.
Yeah, and it's very different to a lot of the other cars on the service as well, isn't it?
But these first 2 tracks are quite challenging. I think there's some tracks later in the season where the drivers will be a bit more comfortable with the car, and hopefully we'll see closer battles for the clubbers.
Alright, and saying it's Hockenheim after Brands?
I believe Hockenheim is round 4, yeah.
So that's another track with a lot of commitment into corners, especially turn 1 at Hockenheim. And gain or lose so much time in that one.
There'll be there's Monza as well, which if you can survive T1 lap 1, it's got usually quite close, because it's just 3 chicanes and a couple of fast corners. I know it's not everybody's favourite, but Red Bull Ring is quite good for racing as well. And Watkins Glen. That should also be a good one, I think. And Malaren is back ahead of Ettridge here.
The last few laps have snuck me, but I want a white flag lap here.
Crikey, and I've just seen Nicola Lee is gone off.
He has. He's stopped turn 1. Exit turn 2, in fact, then.
Can he get going again?
Side, presumably. Here we go.
Oh, he's done what so many have done before this race. Ettridge, Miller, Kelly.
The fence.
Yep. But that's it then. Challenge first is over. And here's a replay of what happened with Ettridge and Malaren. So it looks like Ettridge had to slow down. Malaren said thank you very much.
Ettridge will be kicking himself for that.
Indeed. And Eric.
Oh.
Well, yeah, he's lost about 10 seconds of his lead, so all that pushing was almost his undoing.
He finally did use one of his quota of mistakes for the race. These guys are on the same lap as the leader, aren't they? So it will be checkered flag as we see Dave Line cross the line.
A lights to flag victory for David Line. Top split winner. And Nicola Lee coming home in second place. Did all he could, but that crash at the first corner, and he wasn't able to drive away. He had to make his way back through the field, and unfortunately for him, he stopped at line, so not quite the top step. But I'm sure he'd be happy with second.
Line made it on fuel as well.
He did, and here's Malaren and Ettridge, and Malaren
hasn't made it on fuel.
Ettridge pips Malaren.
How frustrating for Malaren. You saw the car just bog down and stop moving.
Drive through for Hugavin, too many instant points, and here's Kelly, and here's Messenger, who's been hunting down Kelly for the past few laps.
I think
Kelly got enough.
To service penalty, but we know that he can't do that on the last lap. So
no.
Double penalise himself.
Indeed. Kelly holds on for 5th, Messenger 6th. And here is the dominant victor for the Club 1500. He had a spin and he's still 35 seconds in the lead. Eric Busey.
Thank you very much, everyone. Good race.
Yeah.
You have to say he's looking favourite for the title, and if he wins, he will be forced up to top split with a crowbar.
I mean, Long Beach last time we know is a favourite track of Eric's anyway. This was equally as dominant a victory in the club at a completely different circuit. So.
Indeed. Well, hopefully the rest of the field, Forrester White, Martel, can bring the race to him. So David Lyne, finishing ahead of Nicola Lee and Oliver Ettridge, that's your podium. Followed by Malarin, Kelly, Messenger, Parker, Winslade, Miller. After his penalty, Hugavin in 10th and Stephen Maxwell in 11th. So yeah, great result for Lyne after his disappointment last race. Nicola Lee will be, I imagine, a bit disappointed with second, but not too bad. He's going to have a nice healthy lead in the championship at this point. And Club 1500, Eric Busey from Chris White and Roberto Costa. Stephen Koenig in 4th, Nico Martel, somehow after, what, half a dozen incidents coming home in 5th?
At least.
Janneman Pruis in 6th, Keith Schooling, Sean Clark, Chris Forrester, who had the early lead and looked to be bids in here. Horrible race in the end, 9th, and Rich Meisters in 10th.
Yeah, Chris will be kicking himself for that.
He will, yeah. This was a golden opportunity, seeing how it is quite difficult to pass here. So, next round is Brands Hatch in the UK.
I'll be poorly that day, I think.
I will come round and check on you. I've had a go, it's quite fun.
To be honest, I can imagine full layout for this car would be a good laugh.
Give it a go. Anyway, here's all of the social stuff. Gareth does that, and yeah, maybe he'll do it next time when he comes back. It's providing he's not eaten by a turtle.
hippopotamus.
That's all from us. We'll